Hello, everyone. Good afternoon and happy Juneteenth. We are enormously grateful for your presence here to witness freedom, to witness the fullness of freedom. And freedom begins with family. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And we're gathered here in this moment to cherish the history and the enormity of Juneteenth. We are in service of this play, this beautiful play, which was written by my dear friend, Reverend Dr. Richelle Gunter. Please stand for a moment. There's a lot of chaos going on in the world right now, so what I'd like to do, we've all had a lot of information coming at us over the past 6 months. So if we can just, on a 3 count, inhale and then exhale. So 1, 2, 3, inhale, exhale. That's a little bit of a micro exercise that we do in theater to reconnect ourselves to the reality of the moment and the reality of the burden of standing up for freedom. And I want to thank Connor Hepp for offering his the beautiful space of the Chester County History Center and his extraordinary staff for letting us move inside, because originally we were going to do it on the courthouse steps, but because of safety, we wanted to make sure everyone was okay. So we're inside. Thank you, Connor. So we have an enormous legacy here in the county, and we want to gather right now, which is what we're doing, to tell this story and to honor this history, because this is history that is as important as the 4th of July. And it is important that we honor and cherish this. So without further ado, I'd like to hand it over to our beautiful choir.
Did my Lord, did Daniel, did my Lord, did my Lord, did my Lord. Did my Lord deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel? Did my Lord deliver Daniel, then one-eyed every man? Did my Lord deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel? Did my Lord deliver Daniel, then one-eyed every man? Daniel, deliver Daniel, Daniel, deliver Daniel, Daniel, deliver Daniel, one-eyed every man. Daniel, deliver Daniel, Daniel, deliver Daniel, Daniel, deliver Daniel, one-eyed every man. Deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, then one-eyed every man. Deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel, then one-eyed every man. Daniel, deliver Daniel, Daniel, deliver Daniel, Daniel, deliver Daniel, one-eyed every man. Daniel, deliver Daniel, Daniel, deliver Daniel, Daniel, deliver Daniel, one-eyed every man. Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia, April 9th, 1865. Robert E. Lee surrenders to Ulysses S. Grant at the McLean House, ending the Civil War between the Union and Confederate armies, or known by many as the War Between the States. A few days later, later, Confederate soldiers would surrender their weapons, head home to assess the damage and start to rebuild their lives in the communities they came from, without the benefit of the free labor provided for the last 250 years. See, slavery was the economic foundation of the plantation owner, now known as the planter.
The planter class, known alternatively in the United States as the Southern aristocracy, dominated agricultural markets and later industrial markets through slavery. 4 million enslaved Africans and their descendants were now free men and women. The Emancipation Proclamation was now enforced by the outcome of the Civil War, the war in which more than 600,000 soldiers, civilians, and slaves lost their lives. Now these 4 million men, women, and children, primarily in 9 states across the South, are free. But are they?
They say good news travels fast.
In town.
Though many knew that the South, the Confederate Army, had lost the war and surrendered to the North, the Union Army, the news that slavery is over didn't reach everyone. Oh, no, no, no. After all, it was illegal for slaves to be taught to read or write. It was only a few newspapers in the South to report that the war had ended and the emancipation is now enforced. Who was there to carry such good news? Most newspapers in the South were not accustomed to the words lost, surrender, and slavery is no more. Does good news really travel fast?
The Confederate Army was comprised of 5 smaller regional armies. How would the news that the war was over, that Robert E. Lee had surrendered to Ulysses S. Grant, and that Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation was now being enforced by the Union and United States colored troops reach anyone, let alone the slaves in the South? Wasn't that the really good news? Wouldn't everyone want to know that the slaves were now free? Weren't the Confederate soldiers excited to share the good news of freedom for all? Wasn't this the good news that everyone wanted to hear?
It wasn't.
Telegrams, letters, newspapers, even rumors, and overheard conversations would not be enough. Someone would have to go to tell and to enforce the Emancipation Proclamation. They say good news travels fast.
Left, right, forward, up, left, right, left, right,
United States colored troops and Union troops together. Spread the news of the result of the Civil War on land and on sea. Soldiers and shipmen, head south.
left, right, forward, march, left, right, right, left.
May 1865. Union General Major William Tecumseh Sherman's march to the sea has devastated Atlanta, Georgia. Little remains, a few buildings, little in the farms of the fields, every plantation touched by violence as the Union troops marched to the Atlantic Ocean. The Carolina campaign will be no different, except that this time Sherman can expect more of a fight.
Starting in early January 1865, or maybe late December 1864, to keep the Confederate troops guessing, Sherman will divide his army into 2. The 17th Army Corps and the 20th Army Corps march separately up the Atlantic coast following the railroad tracks and pulling up railroad ties to prevent delivery of supplies to the Confederate troops and to disrupt commerce in the South. Freshly picked cotton will not arrive at textile mills in the North. It was winter, and the roads are slushy, and the terrain is swampy. Confederate troops will need to corduroy the roads as they travel to make safe wagons carrying ammunition and for the ambulance in the rear.
General Sherman knows that his Union Army of 85,000 soldiers far outnumbers the Confederate soldiers at 10,000, who are also spread across the landscape of the Carolinas. Sherman also knows that most of his generals have no affection for the Carolinians because South Carolina was the first state to secede from the Union, and local residents should be advised not to give Union soldiers a reason to make an example of. Now, battlefields and battlefronts will stop trains, blow up bridges, and generally cause confusion for the Confederate Army. But Sherman has Savannah, Columbia, and Goldsboro, North Carolina, soundly in his sights.
Within the first 2 months, Sherman had achieved his goal of taking South Carolina, and the Union Army was on to North Carolina. Finally, Jefferson Davis arrives in North Carolina after deserting Richmond, Virginia, and learns that Robert E. Lee has surrendered to Grant at Appomattox. On April 18, 1865, the armies of the Confederacy surrendered their weapons to the Union Army. Most of the soldiers had already deserted the army and headed home. By April 25, 1865, Charleston, South Carolina, like most cities in the South, had been abandoned, and most of the people who remained were free black men, women, and children.
Charleston, South Carolina Schoolhouse, 1866, class of children.
Good morning, class. Good morning. Let's settle down. We have a very, very important lesson to learn today. Does anybody know what we're celebrating this weekend? Yes, Lydia?
We're celebrating the beginning of summer break.
Now, I know you are excited to start our summer break, but that's not quite what we're celebrating. Anybody else?
We are celebrating Decoration Day.
That's right. Does anybody know why we celebrate Decoration Day? No? Well, let me tell you. Last year, after all the soldiers left, we knew we had to do something. Many Union soldiers who had been captured were held at the Washington race course. The planter who owned the race course had abandoned it, and prisoners of the Civil War were held outside in the center of the race course. Supplies had been cut off for months. There was very little food, and soldiers who we held were suffering from hunger, and the camp was full of disease.
My father said that all the soldiers that died were in the same grave, and that was not good.
Your father's right. 257 soldiers were buried together in a mass grave. Those who remained after all the soldiers left thought that these soldiers deserved to be buried with dignity. 28 black men carefully uncovered the mass grave and then reburied each soldier in a grave of their own, in the same race course where they were held prisoners. A few days later, on May 1st, we celebrated those martyrs of the race course by decorating the graves. 5 preachers delivered sermons that honored those who gave their lives in the cause for freedom. And children sang a very special song. In fact, some of y'all sang in the choir last year.
I remember we sang America the Beautiful.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, beautiful are heroes true and liberating strides to Lord themselves their country love. And mercy more than lies. America, America, our young glory fine. Till all seasons be nobles and every gate divine. Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, forever reigns the reign. Forever mountains' majesty, all songs of fruited praise. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy youth with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. From sea to shining sea. From sea to shining sea.
Union and United States Colors troops traveled through southern states and arrived in Texas on June 1st, 1865. Under the leadership of General Gordon Granger, 1,800 soldiers on horseback traveled through the state of Texas and arrived in Galveston on June 19th, 1865. Naval ships have been arriving in the Bay of Charleston to cut off supplies to Confederate troops who continue to fight, including the USS Cornubia that arrived on May 25th, 1865. Everything is in place.
The streets of Galveston are bustling with business as usual. The people of Galveston seem to know their place. Black folks step off the sidewalk and out of the way as white folks approach, avoiding eye contact and making sure they use the appropriate greeting when white folk insist that black folk explain their presence. They pretend not to notice the signs posted on the doors of the U.S. courthouse, waiting patiently for someone to come by and tell them what the sign says. Oh, in the meanwhile, old Master Martin had come by and read the sign. And this is what he said.
Not one of you pay no mind what that sign says. You'll not go nowhere. Your master's owing you. That's all there is to it. How are we going to get our cotton growing picked without yous to pick it? We wouldn't even grow no cotton if we didn't have no one to pick it. You had best get out of your head any idea about going free. You got all the freedom you need. Why, you wouldn't even know how to be free. You're just going to stay here and do what you told us. We tell you to do.
Forward! March! Left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, left, 5 miles left, march! Left, 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 right, left, left, General Order Number 3. The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves. And the connection heretofore existing between them becomes that between employer and hired labor. The freedmen are advised to remain quietly in their present homes and work for wages. They are informed that they will not be allowed to collect at military posts, and they will not be supported either there or elsewhere. By order of Major General Gordon Granger. Left face. 5 miles left. 55 miles right. March. 1. Left. 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 Right. Left. 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 Left. Left, left, right, left, 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 right, left. Column. Halt.
What did he say?
Don't worry about what it's saying.
The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between masters and slaves. And the connection heretofore existing between them becomes that of employer and hired labor. The freedman is advised to remain quietly at their present homes and to work for wages. They is informed that they will not be allowed to collect at military posts, and they will not be supported in idleness either there or elsewhere. By order of Major General Gordon Granger.
After the proclamation of General Order 3 in Galveston, word of mouth pretty quickly. The news was relayed to the community and they all went to AME Church, a safe place, to talk about the order and what folks might plan to do.